Hey hotshots, Jess with Emotional Fire Academy. Here today to talk about how to stop being emotional for good as a highly sensitive person. Subscribe to my channel if you are an HSP who is tired of the bullshit, tired of the emotional drama, the overthinking, the ruminating, the all of that crappy stuff that comes with being an HSP. This is what we do on my channel. We talk about how to break free from it using NLP and other things, which I'm going to dive deeper into today. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jess. I am a former firefighter and master NLP practitioner and former HSP myself. I've done all this. I like to be real with you guys, so welcome. What is emotion? We're going to take a really big picture view on all of this today. So we're really going to zoom out of emotion and kind of look over it on a grand scale. Emotion is essentially a strategy to get what you want. It's changing your state of consciousness to get what you want. Now, you may or may not be aware of this when you're doing it, right? It just happens so naturally because we've practiced it so well. And I've talked about, whatever we practice, we get really good at, to the point of it goes into that unconscious knowledge, into the bottom of the emotional fire triangle, where that conditioning is. We condition ourselves to experience emotions almost just like magic. One minute we're fine, the next we're in the midst of this emotion. Let's kind of look at children. If you've ever spent time around a 4 or 5-year-old, even a 3-year-old, they're learning about emotion. It's really quite funny to watch, especially if you've seen them like in their home environment, because they're testing different things to get what they want, right? They're little, they don't really know how the world works yet. And so you can see their little hamster wheels turning when, let's say they're watching TV, one of the parents says, no, we got to turn the TV off right now. And in their minds, you can see them trying to figure out what to do in order to keep watching TV, because they want something. They want to keep watching television. So they throw a tantrum. And it's interesting because, and then they pick up from, did the tantrum work or didn't it? And so this is kind of how, and then they see their parents have tantrums in different ways. For lack of a better word, tantrum is really what came into my mind when I was thinking about this concept. As children, we have tantrums. As adults, they call them emotions, but really it's practicing that. So learning how to use, anger, sadness, frustration, fear, using those as a strategy to get what we want. And sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. So it's that, which, as we know in conditioning, is highly, when something doesn't always pay off, but pays off sporadically and without a regular pattern, that's actually the most effective way to train someone, is for it to only pay off sporadically. It's like a slot machine, like every once in a while it'll pay off. And that's highly addictive. That patterning is highly addictive. It's like, well, it didn't work last time, but maybe it's going to work this time. It's that hopefulness of like, it's going to work. And for kids, a lot of times tantrums work, tantrums work. So we learn these as kids. We learn these patterns as kids, and through our lives, we cement that learning into our conditioning. We practice anger, sadness, fear, jealousy, rage, whatever the negative emotion is. We practice it so well that it just becomes part of who we are, and then comes up naturally when we don't get what we want. So the years of conditioning, and then when I talk about emotion being an illusion, this is what I mean, is that we're disappearing into this old pattern that was a strategy to get what we wanted. And again, it still might pay off for us now. If we're still using it, things go extinct when they have no use. So my question to you is, and to myself, I've asked myself this to really start extricating, is what am I still getting from this emotion, my go-to emotion? For me, it was sadness. Went to sadness every time. Sadness. I would frame the situation so that I could be sad. Not consciously, mind you. So what did I get from sadness? I didn't have to move on. I didn't have to, it was familiar and comfortable. So what do you get from your go-to emotions? It's still a strategy to get what you want. You're not getting exactly what you want because you're looking at the outside world. You're framing a situation in a way to say, well, I've lost this, or this isn't available to me now, or this is a problem. So the overarching belief is, I'm not getting what I want here. So we use the strategy, we get sad, angry, frustrated. So a good question to think is, what are we still getting from that emotion? And it might just be comfort and familiarity. And then, when we talk about the strategy, we can use a different one. Being an HSP really is a symptom of someone who consistently does not get what they want. So the emotionality is not getting what you want. The overthinking is not getting what you want, right? Because you're trying to search for the right answer. You're trying to figure out the right solution instead of, again, if you knew you were going to get what you wanted, would you spend so much time thinking? No. Or feeling overwhelmed, or if you actually got what you wanted all the time, if you learned how to get what you want without having to use the strategy of emotion, would you need emotion anymore? Would you be highly sensitive anymore? Not really. Because, emotion is a way we try to manipulate our reality to get what we want, whether we're conscious of it or not. Because think about this. If you, again, let's drop into the feeling. If you knew you could get whatever you wanted, if you knew it and it actually happened in your reality. Like if you had the knowing and then you actually saw it come through in your reality, would you be highly sensitive? Sensitivity is a very protective thing. It's like, don't hurt me. I've been hurt too much, and so the need for being an HSP kind of drops away, and you realize it was a symptom of just not knowing the art of getting what you want. This is really what I've come to the conclusion and realized from my own journey. Because the minute I started learning manifestation, law of attraction, which is the art of getting what you want, right? That's the art of creation. It's the whole premise of it is learning how to get what you want. And I dabbled in it initially. I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I think it works. But when I really got into it, when I really, really committed to it, that's when everything changed. Because then you know how to get what you want consistently. So you don't need to be sad or upset or unhappy or frustrated because you know you're going to get what you want. So that's kind of the quick solution to this. Learning manifestation is fun. It's exciting. That's why I kind of talk about it. I allude to it on my channel a lot, is because this is the overarching umbrella solution for high sensitivity. So let's compare and contrast. So how do we overcome it? We really commit to manifestation and learning how to create our own realities. It's that simple. It's that easy. And if you've been thinking, oh, manifestation, it's woo-woo, it's whatever, black magic, it's actually a belief system that helps you not only create your reality, but takes your energy away from a lot of these old symptomatic habits and puts it somewhere more productive. So, and if you compare and contrast, the belief systems. Okay, so the belief system of a highly sensitive person is the world is a big, scary place. And this is a very generalization I'm making. This is from my own experience, what I used to believe. The world is a big, scary place. I'm a tiny cog in it. I can't control anything. I am at the mercy of every sensory offense that comes to me. I have to protect myself constantly. People disappoint me all the time. Those are the beliefs. I have to protect myself. I'm not safe. It's not safe to be me. I can't follow my heart. Contrast to the belief system of someone who really, really believes in manifestation. And you have to bridge the gap and really jump over here. I live in a matrix, a simulation. I'm creating my reality. Everything I see in front of me, I have an intimate connection with. I can affect certain outcomes in my life. I can generate certain feelings within myself. I am the God of my reality. I am the center of my own universe. Do you see the difference here? I'm always safe because I'm creating everything. You feel the difference in those two? Like those are huge, fundamental differences in beliefs. So obviously the person over here is going to feel insecure, is going to feel emotional all the time, is going to feel tossed about by reality. The person over here is going to feel like I'm in control. I'm running the show. I don't have to, I'm directing my attention to what I want to create. I believe in myself. I trust myself. I trust the universe. I know it's just a matrix that I am creating through my sensory experience. So these are two different realities for these people, and when we talk about then, so that's the conditioning, the belief systems. The belief systems is the bottom of the emotional fire triangle. So then this person, again, is going to create a lot of anxious overthinking. So let's go into the thoughts, the language part of the emotional fire triangle. This belief system, being deeply rooted in the belief system of the world's a big, scary place, I have to protect myself from it, then is going to create a lot of overthinking, ruminating, overanalyzing, being overwhelmed because it's very outward facing towards reality. It's reactive to reality. And thus the feelings, when we go to the physiology side of the emotional fire triangle, the feelings are also going to reflect it because at that base of the triangle, the fundamental belief systems are different. Over here, this person who's really intentional about practicing manifestation is being more consistent with their language, is being more aware of the thoughts that they're thinking, is being more aware of the language they're using. They're being more mindful of that. This person is always, if they're taking it very seriously, if they've really committed to that belief, what's happening on the physiology, the feeling side, they're feeling the feelings they want to feel. They're feeling the money in their bank account. They're feeling having the love of their life. They're practicing the feelings, the things that they want to create, the feelings they want to feel. Instead of paying attention to reality, and reacting to it, they're preemptively in this visionary, creative space to then summon in that experience. So again, not to put HSP down. I don't want to feel like I'm judging you if these are the beliefs you hold. I'm saying, do you want to stop being emotional for good? Come over here. Come over here. Over here. Over here. It's just so much simpler. It's so much easier. It's so much more empowered. And thus the thoughts and the feelings are going to be more empowered too. That's just how you stop being emotional for good. This is how I did it. Yeah, here it is. This is a simple answer. And as you practice these, you get, again, when we look over the course of time, these two fundamental differences in belief systems, HSPs often report getting more and more sensitive as they get older, needing to isolate more and more. So again, it's a self-perpetuating loop. Manifestors, you get better and better with time. You get better and better creating your reality. You get faster and faster. You get more and more empowered. So they're two different rabbit holes that you can go down. This is how to stop being emotional for good. Learn the art of getting what you want. Learn the art of getting what you want all the time. Become someone who gets what they want all the time. And then you won't need to use strategies of emotion. You won't have to use emotional strategies to get what you want. That behavior will essentially just fall away. It's that simple. So there you go. Let me know what you thought. Leave a comment below. I'm excited to tell you this is all things I'm going to be teaching in the upcoming Emotional Fire Academy. I am so excited for this course. Like, if you've been watching my channel for a while and you're ready to take the plunge, you're ready to learn how to create your experience, you are ready to shed a lot of these habits and just completely transform your experience of life. Like, this is what I'm teaching in the Emotional Fire Academy. We're really going to go deep into this mentality. We're going to go into power. We're going to go into, how to explode this stuff, the stuff over here, from the inside out, with actual strategies and tools, very, very structured, just like a regular fire academy. When people go into regular fire academy, they're not firefighters yet. There's a mindset shift that has to happen. There's a lot of practicing that happens. To go from a civilian to essentially a badass who walks into burning buildings and, saves people. That's a huge emotional leap that has to be made. This is the same emotional leap we're going to make at Emotional Fire Academy. We're going to come in as highly sensitive people, and we're going to leave as highly secure, totally empowered, totally confident heroes who just walk through life getting what we want. Like, that's what I am excited to teach you. That's what you're going to learn. So if that sounds amazing to you, stay tuned. I'm going to be announcing more details on that in the coming weeks. It is coming up fast. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought, and have an awesome day. Bye.